Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Immortal Engines. I am having to do this intro again because I don't know what happened in the importing process of the video that I was editing, but I lost half of the files. I have just enough to pull off this video, and obviously I'm not gonna pretend to repair it all over again. It's one of those things that when it's fixed, you need to leave it alone. So what I'm gonna be doing in this video is I'm gonna attempt to fix a common issue with the Yamaha EF4500ise generator. Basically, what I read online is some people's having issues where the choke is not closing when you try to start it. So with the choke not closed, the generator doesn't want to start. Once they finally get it started, that's a different story. It will, it will start hot sometimes. But if it's cold out and you have had it sitting for a while, it won't let you start it, which is very frustrating. I finally, after a whole week of research and attempting everything, I finally found the fix for this. I'm very sorry for not having a lot of footage, but this is the best I can do. It's still gonna show you how I fixed it, and at the end of the video I'm gonna talk to you guys again and explain what I did. If there's anything that you didn't understand, hopefully you'll understand it then. So let's get into whatever we got. Let's go. Okay everybody, welcome back. It's a whole nother day. I couldn't bear the cold last night, so I had to go inside, but we're gonna continue today. Let me cover this board. There we go. All right, so let me see if I can show you what I found out. Where we were at yesterday is that there was something wrong with the choke. The choke wasn't functioning properly. So let me go ahead and show you. So let me use the throttle as an example. I'm not sure you're able to see. There is a spring right there and a lever. So basically that connects the stepping motor to this plastic piece, and that plastic piece has a spring that connects to the actual throttle. Okay, this one's in great shape. The throttle works, we heard it. But when I checked the choke, that's a different story. The spring is missing and the plastics are broken. I tried to look online for this part and it doesn't exist. You cannot buy this plastic piece. You have to buy the entire carburetor, and it's $400. So I'm not a big fan of doing stuff like this, but for the sake of my budget, I'm gonna have to hot glue this together. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my hot glue gun, and I'm gonna try and glue it where it should be if it had the spring on there. Okay guys, so let me show you what we got going on here. Right here we have our original carburetor made for this generator with auto choke, auto throttle, quite sophisticated. And here we have an old school carburetor. What I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try to swap this entire spring-loaded choke system from this one to this one. So, wish me luck. I'll do my best. I'm gonna tear into this one a little bit, and then I'm gonna try and tear this one apart, and we'll see what we end up with. Hopefully this works. Cross your fingers. Okay guys, so now be very careful when you pull this apart. You're gonna have, if your auto choke is not broken like mine came like that, you're gonna have a spring in there, and same in the throttle. So be careful when pulling it apart. Don't let anything, there you go. See, the spring flew, but we got lucky, it didn't fly too far. All right, so that's these two. One is good, the other one's broken. I'm gonna put them on the side. I'm gonna keep digging into this. See what we can get. Well guys, it looks like we have a problem. I cannot remove these two tiny guys right here. They're both stripped, and believe me, I'm not the type of person to be stripping screws all the time. So I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Looks like I'm gonna have to work with what I got and go from there. So I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna keep trying on this. Okay guys, we're gonna scrap the idea of swapping the carburetor for now. I think I finally know what's wrong with this guy. So I went ahead and removed the stepper motor that moves the choke, that controls the choke, and I only left the throttle stepper motor on. I assembled everything, I threw it back in the generator, and I did plug this one individually. And while I was cranking, I saw the stepper motor turn in the right direction. So what I'm thinking is going on here is I think that this choke mechanism, even though it feels great for me, I think it's too stiff for that little motor. We gotta free this up a little bit, make it lighter and easier to move. Us humans have a ton of strength, and for us this might not be much, but for the little motor it might be just too much to turn it, to shut it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how we can lubricate this somehow. I have some chain lube. I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna try and clean it and see if I can get it extremely light. Let's do that. Okay guys, remember this box that was damaged? Someone cut a hole on it? Yeah, we're most definitely not gonna put this crap back on. So, I got ourselves a brand new one. Oh yeah, that's right. Brand spanking new air box with no holes. Isn't that great? Alright, now let's throw it back on. Back to the time lapse. Okay, try number 2. We try to fix the carburetor with some hot glue. We change the air box, and so let's see if it actually works properly this time. Let's give it a go. I emptied the carb and forgot to open the fuel, so it's gonna take a little bit to fill up the carb. It's gonna need some cranking though. Okay guys, let's recap. I tried to buy a carburetor that was similar to the one we have and swap out the choke mechanism and just make it manual, but while I was attempting to take apart the original carburetor, I stripped a couple of screws and I ended up not being able to pull the whole mechanism apart. So I ended up working with what I had, and that's when I noticed that the choke mechanism has slight resistance. It didn't let me turn it as light as it should be, and it's very slight. It doesn't take a lot, but that little stepper motor has very little strength, so if it's just a little bit too stiff, then it won't close the choke at all. So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting some lubricant, and I sprayed it on the shaft for the choke. I sprayed it, there's a hole on the bottom and a hole on the top. I sprayed both ends and just turned it for like a couple of minutes. Turn it, spray some more, and then I went on top and I also sprayed the top. It has like a little valley and eventually finds its way down the shaft. I sprayed it up there too, and I just turned it a whole lot. Then after I cleaned that, before I cleaned that, I plugged in the motor, not on the carburetor, just hanging with the wire. And when I started the generator, I could see the shaft of the motor close and then go back. So that's when I noticed. That's when I went, aha, the motor is working and the board is giving the signal. Everything is working. The only reason why it's not closing the choke is because the choke mechanism is too stiff. So after I clean it and put everything back together, these are the results. Fuel on. Watch this. Now, before, if I pull this panel and I poked it with a screwdriver and I closed the choke manually, yeah, you could say I could cheat that way, but the way to prove that it's actually working is for me to start it again without touching it. One more time. So, if that's not good enough proof, I don't know what is. This generator is finally fixed. If you have been having this problem, now you know how to fix it. Just take the panels off, take the carburetor off, give it a good clean, especially on the choke, and everything should be good from there. Thank you for stopping at Immortal Engines. If this video was helpful, please make sure to like it, comment with any questions, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with more videos like this. Have a good one.